Good morning, grade 4s. I hope you are well. Today we will be doing math, so I want you to get your math textbook as well as your workbook ready for me. Now today we're going to look at something new. It's on page 86. You can follow with me. It's symmetry. Now symmetry is a shape that has symmetry if one half looks exactly the same as the other half when you cut it into two pieces or when you put a line through it. Okay, so many shapes have two halves that match. We use the word symmetry to describe this. A shape has symmetry if one half looks exactly like the other half, but it faces the opposite direction. Take a sheet of paper. It is in the shape of a rectangle. Fold it in half so that the opposite edges meet exactly. Is there only one way you can do this? So repeat this with a square piece of paper. There are more than one way you can fold the piece of paper. So there you can have a look at the pictures. Now you have exercise 16.1, which is you need to look at the pictures that's there on the left. Then you need to answer the questions. Which picture has both arrows pointing in the same direction? Then you're just going to say picture A or B. Then which picture has an arrow pointing the opposite direction? Number 3, which picture has two identical halves? And number 4, which picture has two halves that show symmetry? Okay, so that is pretty easy. Now we go ahead and look at exercise 16.2. Now on the screen you can see there's a couple of examples how you can cut a shape into different symmetry lines. Now there's different lines depending on the shape, how many times you can sort of cut it metaphorically. Okay, lines of symmetry. A shape has lines of symmetry if it can be folded along the line in such a way that only half lies exactly on the other half. So basically when it's symmetric. Now let's look at exercise 60.2. Copy each of the shapes in your exercise book. And then for each shape, draw in as many lines of symmetry as possible. Use different colors. Now here you can see on the screen is a couple of examples of what you're going to do. Then in number 2, look at these objects from nature. Which one has lines of symmetry? So now you can basically take your ruler and put it in the middle of the picture and see if it's symmetric or not. Okay. So when it's symmetric, remember that both sides are going to look the same if you put the ruler in the middle. Okay. Then number 3, look at these objects from the South African life. Which one has lines of symmetry? So now you're going to once again take your ruler and say A, B, C, D, E, and F. And then you're going to say yes or no, whether it's symmetric or not. And then number 4, copy and complete this drawing using the lines of symmetry. So basically you're going to make the one half that is blank, you're going to fill in by copying exactly the other half at number 4. Then we're going to a new topic. So on page 88, there is geometric patterns. Now this is just basically patterns that of shapes or something, anything specific. So for the first exercise you have matchsticks, right? So now we're going to say how many matchsticks do you need to add to sort of make the triangle bigger, right? So you can do it exercise 17.1. It's simple like questions. You could basically going to just explain to me to make one triangle, how many matchsticks will you need? You will need 3. Then number 2, if you need 2 triangles, how many matchsticks will you need? Now this will help you if you maybe ask your mom or dad to give you some matchsticks or just some normal sticks or toothpicks to sort of shape out the triangle and see it for yourself physically. Then the next exercise is exercise 17.2, which is once again just a simple activity about patterns and how it works. And there you need to use matchsticks or you can use toothpicks and sort of just describe the pattern in your own words. So then you're basically going to say it's a square, and then what do you do to make it another square? You add 2 lines or 3 lines. Okay, then the last activity is activity 17.3, where you need to look at the steps in the picture And then you need to just once again answer a couple of questions. There's some dots and then a couple of questions. It's pretty simple. Basically, what you're going to do is count them, answer the questions of how many steps do you need to make it bigger and things like that. I think it's pretty simple. I want you to try and do this by yourself. If you have any questions, remember you can WhatsApp me at any time or you can leave your questions for our Zoom session. Good luck.